Okay, I think yeah, we can be all right. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back again our weekly meeting. Reading Risala Nur. We're going to continue reading from 10th word. I think last week we stopped somewhere here. I think so. Yeah, page 90, I believe, maybe. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So right here. So we have two brothers, just two panelists joining us. One from North Dakota, and Harun Nujam, but he's going to be with us. Harun Nujam. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome. How you doing?
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Mhm. And then we also have Colin Turner joining us from UK. Hello, Jam. Welcome. How are you doing?
Dola, how are you?
All right, pretty good, sir.
Good.
And then we also have a couple of brothers. He will be just guest speakers, like Mustafa Jam, and I see Hikmaru Jam there. Welcome. How are you guys doing?
Alhamdulillah. Thank you, brother.
All right, awesome. All right. So without further ado, let's just continue reading where we left off. I think it's just page 90. All right. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All right. I think maybe we can just, yeah, so right here. All right. So, 10th truth that goes like this. The notion that he would break his promise is utterly baseless. For the breaking of promises is a sign of weakness and despicability. Such an idea is totally at odds with the glory of his sanctity. Similarly, the failure to fulfill a threat arises either from forgiveness or powerlessness. Unbelief is an extreme and heinous crime and cannot be forgiven. Footnote 32. Now, Stabili Zaman explains unbelief. Unbelief is something which dismisses creation as worthless and meaningless. As such, it is, says Nursi, an insult to the whole of the cosmos and the denial of the manifestation of the divine names in the mirror of created beings. Indeed, it is disrespect for all of the divine names and the rejection of the evidence brought by all beings to the truth of divine oneness. It is nothing less than a denial of the whole creation. Unbelief corrupts man's potentialities and capacities in such a way that he becomes incapable of reform and unreceptive to good. Unbelief is thus an act of utter injustice and the transgression against all of creation and the right of the divine names. The injustice against these rights and the unredeemable nature of unbelievers' soul make unbelief unforgivable. The words inna shar to assign partners to God is indeed a great transgression. In Quran 31:13 express this meaning. Unbelief is an extreme and heinous crime and cannot be forgiven. God is absolutely omnipotent and thus can in no way be said to lack power. Indeed, he is exalted far above any such suggestion. Those who bear witness to this truth do so unanimously, despite the differences of approach, temperament, method, and school of thought. Their number and quality are such that they have the authority of learned consensus. Each of them is a guiding star of mankind, the beloved of a community, the object of veneration of a nation. As their importance demonstrates, each of them is an expert and an authority on this matter. In any art or science, the opinions of two experts are preferred over the opinions of thousands of laypersons. And in the transmission of a report, two affirmations are preferred to thousands of negations. Either footnote, this pertains to ilm al-hadith, i.e. the discipline of validating and interpreting prophetic traditions. For example, the testimony of true trustworthy men confirming the sighting of the new moon at the beginning of Ramadan nullifies completely the negation of thousands of deniers. In short, there is no truer report or firmer claim in the world than this, and no truth more apparent. The world is without doubt a field, while the resurrection is the threshing floor, where the wheat is separated from the chaff at harvest time, and heaven and hell are storehouses. Now, this is the end of
Does it
truth.
looks like we are at the 10th truth, right? We're almost to the end of
Yes,
the
yes,
truth.
sir. Yeah. Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
you just went back, I guess. We're at the 9th truth, I guess.
Oh, we're at the 10th. Oh, right. We read the ninth truth. Oh, of course. Oh, when
I was trying
maybe it
to
was needed.
reconcile, you know, what are
Oh
we
God,
talking
like it
about?
just automatically it just popped up like in here 10th word where I stopped. Oh man, of course. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, maybe it was needed. Maybe we
For
should say
sure,
that.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh my God. That's why like I just kept like going back and forth. I couldn't recognize. Oh man. Yeah. Oh,
Actually, we finished 10th truth too. We are at 11th truth.
Yeah, 11th truth, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Did we finish 10th truth last week? I couldn't remember.
Last week Yeah, I was also confused. I was looking, where are you reading? Just trying to find that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Yeah. Oh my God.
I was
Yeah.
looking, maybe my version was the not updated one. So thanks, someone.
Right
yeah.
now, the time is 11:11,
Yeah.
and we are at 11th.
Yes.
Yes. And right now, like
Yes.
in the 11th. Yeah. Oh man. Oh right. So like in this mini, of course. Please excuse me. Yeah. Just to be. Yeah. When I opened like in a PDF, like it just popped up like this, and just where it was stuff. Like in the sense it was highlighted. So I thought like and assumed like it was stuff. Yeah. So that's why I couldn't like recognize just the part. Yeah. Oh man. So all right. So inshallah, let's just begin one more time. Bismillah. All right, 11th truth. So then, like, we're finished again. Like, we finished one more time, ninth truth, and then last week we read like 10th truth. Yeah, let's begin one more time. 11th truth, the gate of humanity and the manifestation of the name Truth, El-Haq. God Almighty, whose right it is to be worshipped, creates human beings within the vast nexus of created entities as the most significant of all his servants. The significance of humankind has to be seen in the context of the absolute nature of his lordliness, rububiyyah, and the fact that this lordliness is universal, permeating all of his realms. God has made humans the most thoughtful recipients of his glorious declaration and the most comprehensive mirrors held up to his beautiful names. He has created humankind in the fairest of forms and as the most beautiful miracle of his power. Indeed, he has created humans to receive the manifestation of the greatest name, together with the quality of the greatest name that is inherent in other names. This he has done in order for them to be able to perceive and assess the contents of the divine treasuries of mercy. God has made the human being an investigator of secrets, and as such, he has equipped him more than any other creature with various tools, instruments, and measuring equipment. And yet, he has also made humans the most needy of all creatures and the most delicate with respect to his infinite gifts. The human beings is the poorest and most impotent of all creatures, the one who suffers most from the threat of annihilation, and the one who desires immortality more than any other being. And so, while human beings are the most sublime of all creatures in terms of disposition, They are at the same time the poorest and neediest of all animals, subject to pain and wretchedness at every turn in their short stay on this earth. Shall we maybe stop here? Let's just stop here, and then let's just give some time for our panelists, maybe just to gather our thoughts like one more time. So it was a kind of little kind of just, bumpy kind of start, but at least now hopefully we're back to balance. Now it's a great kind of like it's been placed now. Again, Buddhism goes back, and I guess like just rewrapping like some of all our thoughts, and now just introducing us the gate of humanity and a manifestation of the truth, the name Al-Haq. So let's just go back to our panelists and invite them and hear them out, what they would like to just tell us, and then find a connection with the other truths, and then just maybe just tell us, or like just help us to understand this name, the truth, Al-Haq, with the other names already introduced in the previous truths. Harmajan, what would you like to say?
Yeah, looks like here, yeah, mostly we talked about the human condition or human creation here. Like if we analyze what we are, who we are, our faculties, our feelings, our equipments. So whatever we are created with, internally and externally, like sensory mechanisms, all the systems working inside us, and our connections to our neighborhood, local neighborhoods, as well as all the world, all the universe. Looks like we are huge. In terms of being a sensor, we are just sensing tons of signals in a way. So this sensing, the sensing position and the understanding delicacy of obviously we are so delicate, like every science or every subject we have interest in has tons of details, and we jumped into even more details. And even a lifetime is not enough, for a person to be satisfied with what he's searching for. Uh, I mean, I guess if you ask anyone, like, are you done with your search for meaning, with your search for who you are? I don't think a reasonable person would say, I'm done, I found myself, something like that. So that means actually we are an open book in a way, and this open book situation, it cannot be finished here in this world, obviously. So we need a conclusion again. Maybe we did this analogy before, but I like it. So it looks like the conclusion should be somewhere else, because we haven't ever seen anyone concluding their story, So that just gives the position of, analyzing the position of human beings, condition of human nature, requires that, the merciful creator should not just have created these beings just for this, transient world. That's the introduction, I guess.
Awesome. Yeah, just they're kind of like nice, and just yeah, just you touched like, and it's been the base is like really fine, and just about like it's been being delicate and everything. Just it's a nice way of kind of putting it, as like in this when it started with someone explained it like now how we are created and how we just basically are open and for this universe and to find those secrets. Awesome. Yeah, let's go to Konlejam. Konlejam, what would you like to say for this introduction of the 11th truth, ad hoc?
I was struck by the beauty of this dichotomy that human beings are part of, that we are full-length mirrors to all of the divine names. We are told that we are created on the best of patterns, Asam Taruim, and that we are able to reach higher than the angels. And yet, creationally, we are ajiz and faqir. Creationally, we are impotent and poor. This is the most beautiful of dichotomies, actually, and it reminded me of what we're always told by the naturalist philosophers and the naturalist scientists, that human beings are tiny, unimportant, insignificant beings in a distant part of the universe, in a far-off galaxy. And basically what they're saying is that we are not the center of divine attention, or there is no divine for them anyway. But one of the ways that they express that is by trying to show us that because we're so tiny, that how can we possibly be the center of divine affection and or divine how can you say fadl, grace. But it's precisely because we are ajiz and faqir with the ability to potentially manifest all of the divine names that we are the most significant of creation, actually, completely opposite to what the materialists say and the naturalists say. Our faqr is our fakhr, right? Our poverty is our pride, as our Prophet said, as-salatu wassalam. The fact that we are even described as jahul and zalum doesn't mitigate in any way, or how could I say, it doesn't diminish the fact that we are created among the best of patterns as the most able Khalifa of Allah. This is what really came across here. And Ustad has this way of, in Turkish, it's very difficult to translate when you're looking at the Ottoman. Because he uses halbuki. Halbuki is very difficult to translate. For example, human beings are such and such a thing, yet at the same time, they are something else. But actually, they're not mutually exclusive. It's very difficult to put this across, but he does this a lot. The fact that we are ajiz and faqir, and yet we have such a huge test. It seems to be a contradiction, but it's not. It's not. It's just part of our creational reality. So I was struck by the fact that this dichotomy is a very beautiful one, and if the materialist or the naturalist looks at from this perspective, they wouldn't be able to actually grasp what's going on, because what they would say, well, if you are impotent and poor, then surely this bears out the assumption that because we are so tiny and insignificant and all of these things, we can't really matter to a creator. This shows how bankrupt, and how paralyzed their understanding of the creator is. What is the creator? What does it mean to be a creature, to be created?
Absolutely, you're right. I mean, I totally agree. So from outside, like this, from like if we look through their lenses, and then we see that there's a huge contradiction or like maybe impossibility. But from this point of view, of course, I'm just with as like a believer's eyes and lenses. Yeah, we see that. Yeah, there is like just maybe for like this one, even for us, like looks kind of difficult, but at the same time, yeah, look what just great opportunities like lie ahead of us. Yeah, just seriously, I mean, just Allah, just Almighty is asking us, like, yeah, just like created like you, just maybe delicate and gentle and everything, and just boom, like, and here it is. Yeah, you have a great opportunity to find these infinite gifts, like as it says, just because we have the necessary tools. But yet, of course, but at the same time, like all these like just tools and desires and faculties and feelings and this and that, all of them, yes, they are gentle, they are delicate. Yeah, of course, I'm just part of the test. Yeah, just thanks them. Great, great. So let's go back to I think like this means Sayyidajan. Yeah, he's got to like maybe just his hand is like the first in my screen. Sayyidajan, go ahead. I think you have a question.
Not actually a question, just maybe
comment. Sure,
maybe we're so used to what.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to actually, but Kolinavi made it clear that when he explained the dichotomy part, I was going, and then I can just make an next to his comment. Actually, it was quite striking as what he's saying. Dichotomy actually starts with the definition of human being. Is the first paragraph with this Harun Abi said. It's actually amazing description of what and who human being is. At first, actually, dichotomy starts with the first description, which is Abd. He thought, I don't know, maybe intentionally, but just when he's describing all the attributes, when he wanted to define human being, he start with the first most significant of all of his servants, which is Abd, and then going on like recipient, and then comprehensive mirror, and then it's kind of like turn dichotomy start with first one, even to just definition and term most significant of Abd. Abd is the this in actually the slave is the lowest rank of the position. But start put those terms as the description the first. First we are the Abd, and but most significant one, and then other attributions is going on, maybe just elaborating status a little bit, mentioning the positives, better sides of the human being, like more sublime, and also at the same time he just on and off one his like Colin always said dichotomy, just start elaborating and making his explanation quite amazing. It's just he is at the same time poorest and neediest, but he is also the most elevated rank, and his potential is this, and his capacity is this. We are going up and up and down, up and down. It's but actually this dichotomy is being manipulated, just like Colonel said, the materialist only close their one eyes and always try to intentionally manipulating and highlighting. We are just like an animal. They don't want to see, or they don't see or elevated and part. They just see we are just less than animal actually. They just misuse and manipulate this dichotomy and just try to take advantage of on their benefit. Yes, that's just I just wanted to like small annex. Yes.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's really kind of well put. Thank you so much for your comments. Yeah, really appreciate it, Sayyid Ajami. Always welcome. Let's go to Mustafa Hojam. Mustafa Hojam, what would you like to say?
Assalamu alaikum. Just to add to what has been said, there is a pattern here somehow, because Ustad from beginning all the way to here, I mean, in many examples and the proofs, he actually proved that there is a creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with many attributes he listed. And then how those names requires afterlife, this is also proved. But now, who's eligible to get into that position? I mean, who's gonna go there, right? So this is the gate of human being, meaning, I mean, who has the right, ism haq, the manifestation of the haq, to get there? So now it's as if like there is a job description, some qualified people we are looking for, and that is showing the mahiyah of human being, like as I think Colin Hojam also mentioned that, I mean, we are in ahsen taqweem, right, in the most excellent pattern, and we have been given like unique capacity to receive the reflections of the greatest names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I think Ustad mentions also in different parts, maybe more than 70 different names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is being manifested on the human creation. So we have a strong candidate position to get into the afterlife when we compare us with the other creation, right? So with this capacity, so human being is being, capable to understand these treasures of the divine mercy. And the treasure is how you are unpacking this hidden treasure is with your consciousness. I mean, you have a conscience compared to the other animals. This is what distinguishes us. but with the seekers of all these treasures, and we have been given the countless faculties, reasons, then this shows that the only, I mean, there will be also other aspect, but it shows that from the job qualification perspective, the human being is well fitting within the creation of us, right? That was the thing I want to just add it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Just well explained, well explained. It's a great, yeah, great addition. Like, yeah, awesome. Yeah, just like giving us like a different angles, like just to look at it. Oh, all right. So like first, like said for a long time, like an Adujam. Yeah, just nice to see your hand. Like as an please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Welcome.
In this truth, as soon as I understand, man should read himself, herself. If a person reads himself, reminds the existence of Almighty Allah, and at the same time reminds the existence of the hereafter. How? Inshallah, in the following lines, we will see together, especially man's subtle faculties are indicating pointing to the existence of the hereafter. It is very deep, very beautiful, and at the same time, Allah Almighty makes easy our duty, because everything here shows more than themselves the existence of the Almighty Allah and existence of the hereafter. And our Prophet ﷺ has seen, has witnessed this reality, and has proclaimed to all centuries, "Inna arsalnaka shahidan wa mubashiran wa nazira." One titles of our Prophet ﷺ is Shahid. I think what for example, did he witness? For example, this reality, how human beings, subtle faculties, or other attributes show the hereafter. Yeah. That's why in this, especially in this truth, man has been read, so that the existence of hereafter is seen. Very nice. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, well, just very well put again. So, yeah, just today, like I'm really having like some just great like kind of comments like coming from guest speakers and all. Let's go one more time, like maybe back to our panelists. So just if they would like to after getting this extra kind of comments, if let me just like ask them one more time if they would like to add a little more like in the Harnajan, would you like to add more or after just like hearing?
I was thinking about this of yourself, ancient philosophy.
Right.
And I found a nice carving, like they say that the ancient Greek injection, there's a beautiful Greek letter thing, They say that is just inscribed on the temple of Apollo at Delphi. And I think this know yourself is championed by Socrates. Yeah, I think this is very deep in terms of that all humans, even before prophets, right? People, just the essence is knowing yourself. I mean, it's so clear. And if you know yourself, know thyself, they say. So that means, that's the beginning and ending, and we know who knows himself knows Rob, right?
Absolutely.
We have this. So actually it is very universal in this sense. And when we start talking about the creator, looks like especially the modernity's nefs, modernity's soul, lower soul, let's say, just jump in, because soul is at war with the creator. But when you turn to yourself, I think it's maybe more healthy or more, how to say, encompassing path to know the creator. Because when you start knowing yourself, if you're truthful, that you are going to understand, or a person will understand, the faculties we just discussed, And I think a reasonable man will just understand how, lacking, how powerless, how kind of, yeah, in need of everything, the human condition. And we have seen it from many important figures, including Newton, as we know. He says, I'm just at the very beginning, or at the beach of an ocean, which is the truth. And I'm just, little one, just throwing pebbles to this ocean. So, as we understand ourselves, actually, we understand how tiny we are, and how in need we are, how lacking we are, and this, of course, with that, we want everything, the things. Maybe Nebi just paste it into the chat. So our belief just makes us, connected to everything. So this dichotomy, as Colin Hocam beautifully says, actually tells everything. With that, I want to ask a question. I actually, each time when I see the relation of the name Hak to humanity, it always strikes me, and I always have difficulty, to make sense of it, because it is somewhat different. Like when you start says Kerim and you look at the creation, you see Kerem in the creation, this and that, but this name's reflection is with humanity. So looks like it's a different type of explanation or different type of manifestation, and I cannot make sense of it. It would be very helpful to hear from. Cannot make sense of it. I mean, how is connected, or how should we understand this type of explanation of Hak in the context of Ustad's explaining our other names.
Yeah, because like this is much more comprehensive, and in a sense that, as you just like pointed out, like, right, so like know thyself, like know yourself again and again, so like understand all these like one by one. So it's giving some sort of kind of a blueprint, like, or maybe some sort of a guideline. And this is one of the most important one, I guess, like just to go, like, I mean, maybe just internalize like yourself, or like your thoughts and everything, just to see your the true meaning in a sense. Maybe we can just kind of shoot it, like, and just pass it along to maybe Kulnajam, maybe invite him one more time to again, like, gather our thoughts, like, having listened all these like comments, great comments actually from you, from all our guest speakers are going to just today. What would you like to add, Kolnajam, or how would you like to answer Harnajam's comment, or maybe just this type of kind of, knowing ourselves? What else would you like to share with us to help us to understand this much deeper?
Yeah, I think know yourself, is obviously, yes, it's the key to knowing the Rab. This is why self-help books don't help, because you can only help yourself if you know yourself.
If you know yourself.
So, all these self-help books that you see on the shelves in the bookstores will only help those people who actually know themselves. And those people who know themselves probably don't need that kind of help anyway. You can be more like this, be more like that, have more self-esteem, feel more powerful, feel more motivated. The premise is that we actually have something that we can increase. Whereas, Quran tells us here, and Ustad reminds us that we have nothing. We are ajiz and faqir. We have no money in the bank, right? If you have money in the bank, you can get interest on it. But we have no existential money in the bank. We are ajiz and faqir. Having said that, we are able to get the greatest treasure, Kanz makhfi, which is Allah, of course. So that's the first thing about knowing ourselves. Unfortunately, we don't know ourselves, generally speaking. We've had all of this technological and scientific progress in quote marks, and yet we are more ignorant about our own selves than ever before. So clearly, know yourself and know about yourself are two different things. Going back to Harun's question, I'm wondering whether it was a rhetorical question or whether it was a question that requires an answer. I'd have to really think about it hard. But all that comes to mind at the moment is the faculty of reason, that human beings have the faculty of reason, unlike any other creature, really. Both rational intellect and also intuitive intellect. We have both, and we are the only creature that has that kind of configuration. And that's all about knowing the haq. Because today, obviously, we live in a world, a post-structuralist world, where everything is relative, and people talk about my truth and your truth, this crazy idea that there's no such thing as truth. Actually, it's all subjective. Well, if it's subjective, then that notion itself is subjective. So we completely can throw it out of the window. Haq is at the very heart of creation. It's at the heart of the structure of creation. It's at the heart of the structure of the creation of human beings. It's the basis of logic. It's the basis of wisdom. If there is no haq, haq is absolutely key to being human. We can't be human if there is no haq, if there is no truth. If there is no reason, we can't actually function. We can't even think. I've been reading some of the works of Thomas Nagel recently on reason, and also C.S. Lewis and Victor Rappert and all of these people talking about how naturalism is self-refuting, because haq doesn't play a part. And yet haq is like it's baked into everything. And human beings are best positioned out of all of the creation to make sense of haq. I think that's the only, it's probably not an adequate answer, but it's all I can think of at the moment.
It's wonderful, Hocam. Thank you. I loved it. I mean, I didn't look from this perspective.
Yeah, isn't it? I mean, just like, yes, seriously, absolutely. I mean, now it just makes you like a sort of think, and just it gives you a little kind of what, yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, just we have a great like like kind of positioning in life as a human being, and so sometimes again we don't see our capacity, our capabilities, like as stuff like it's been mentioned about it. And then, yeah, just thanks a lot. Like it's been, yeah, just reminding just like from a different perspective and seeing it. But of course, coming back again and again, just going to the real kind of questioning kind of part. I see that in the chat box, Nabi Hujam, like, yeah, just he has copy pasted like some from, I guess, like from Risale. So maybe we can just read it quickly. He just gives like not really I couldn't remember like where these are from. Like, yes, oh man, in regard to your vegetable physical being and animal soul, you are a minuscule particle, a contemptible atom and neat creature, a weak animal who, tossed on the awesome waves of the flood of beings, is departing, but being perfected through the light of belief, which comprises the radiance of divine love, and through the training of Islam, which is enlightened in regard to humanity and servitude to God. You are a king, and a universal within particularity, and within your insignificance, a world, and within your contemptibility, a supervisor of such high rank and extensive sphere that you can say, my compassionate sustainer has made the world a house for me, the sun and moon lamps for it, and the spring a bunch of flowers for me, and summer a table of bounties, and the animals he has made my servants, and plants the decorated furnishings of my house. Continues first aspect. This is to perceive through his own absolute impotence and the absolute power of his creator and its levels. And through the degrees of his impotence, the degrees of his power, it is to understand that It is to understand through his own absolute poverty, his mercy, and the degrees of his mercy, and through his weakness, his strength, and so on. It is to be a mirror and measuring instrument for his creator's attributes of perfection through his own defective attributes, just as darkness is a perfect mirror for displaying electric light, the brilliance of the light being proportionate to the darkness of the night. So man acts as a mirror to the divine perfections through his own defective attributes. Second aspect, using the universe as a yardstick with his own partial will, tiny knowledge, minute power, and apparent ownership, and by building his own house, man understands and acts as a mirror to the ownership, art, will, power, and knowledge of the universe's fashioner. And Ali Hojam just commented there, believing that the supreme ray of your name, truth, which is the source, son, and protector of all realities, is this truth of the resurrection and great gathering. They teach it to your servants. All right, awesome. Thank you so much for these great parts from Risala. It was always it's been welcome and just appreciate it. Yeah, just now gives basically opens up again and again, going back these are the real kind of points that we must be, of course, just now cherishing and reading more and improving our belief in Iman every day, inshallah. It's really helpful. All right. Any more comments from the guest speakers, or someone else would like to ask any question, or maybe just bring it up some sort of kind of different point that we didn't touch or something?
I'll give you one example, that the real example. I don't know
You've been quiet
if you
for a
can
while.
hear me.
Yeah, thank you. Go ahead.
It's good to listen to brothers, alhamdulillah. So
Absolutely.
I have a student who's 69 years old, who got the master's degree from Johns Hopkins in biotechnology. And then he just wanted to take one of the class that I've been teaching. And I said, well, where does this motivation is coming from? And the sentence he used, I'm not done yet. He's 69 years old. Yes, he said, I'm not done yet. So he comes to college every day, 7 a.m., and he's going to be there. He always was there in the college until 3 p.m. So this is clearly that one of the indication that in the beginning, Harun was saying that we are not done yet, and then we don't get that things done yet in this world. Yeah. So that is just a clear example that for this part as well that I just wanted to share with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a great comment. Sometimes you have to listen from someone else. Yeah, just it's sometimes you don't expect it, right? So, from a student or from someone else or from maybe just a Muslim. So it's always amazes me. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot for this example. Awesome. All right. Maybe just should we read this one a little more and then come back? Maybe we still got in about 10-15 minutes. All right. Okay, so I think we stopped here. All right, let's just close this. Yeah. All right, giving that, Stud continues that 11 truth a little more. Let's just read a little more and then maybe we can continue just talking a little more. Given that, he continues, this is how the human race has been created. Is it at all possible that God Almighty should do all of this with human beings and then not send them to that eternal realm to which they are most suited and for which they both long and implore? Is it possible that he should thus negate the whole essence of humankind and act in a manner that is totally at odds with his own truthfulness? Is it at all likely that he would commit an act of injustice which truth itself deems ugly? Consider again how he who rules justly and whose mercy is absolute has treated humankind. He has bestowed on the human race such a disposition that it was ready to take on the supreme trust, something which the heavens and the mountains were afraid to do. This trust was offered to mankind so that they would, with their petty crafts and measuring tools, come to know the all-compassing attributes of perfection. Accepting the trust meant that humans would be able to recognize all of the workings of the divine and uncover his infinite manifestations. God created humans as the most delicate, weak, and vulnerable of all beings, and yet, at the same time, he entrusted them with the regulation of all animal and vegetal life on earth, allowing them to intervene in the creation's modes of worship and divine glorification. God created humankind to be a representation in miniature of the entire cosmic process, thus causing human beings to proclaim his glorious lordliness to all other beings, both in word and in deed. As such, God preferred humans over the angels, giving them the rank of vicegerent or divine representation on earth. Now, this, I guess, the next page, so much like has been explained what we have been like saying, and now what, as we just said, like what is being expected by Allah, and just like what He is like telling us. And yes, and here it is. Actually, there's a huge kind of an important, the most important, actually, just now. Responsibility, we shall say, like maybe just like now, just something which the heavens and the mountains were afraid to do. Maybe we can just talk about this, especially this part. Now then again, like let me invite like just my panelists one more time to go, please, 10 more minutes of talking about just gathering our thoughts, and especially now maybe these two important kind of paragraphs. Harnajan, what would you like to say? Just at least maybe last kind of comment, or maybe just about this part.
These lines are so dense, right? To
oh yeah,
dilute in a way that to comprehend
right.
collectively. What strikes firstly, maybe it's just kind of deepening the meaning that we just discussed before. In a way, we are knowing ourselves better in these lines. Like, the NA side of us, like the trust given to us. And this trust is actually, I understand, being given this measurements. And actually, measurement is so important. If you don't have the right measure, right, you cannot judge, or you cannot even see what's going on, in front of you. So Allah gave us the measurements, and now I understand better by the name Hak that requires it. So with these measurements, we can just contemplate, judge, reflect, internalize. In a way, we can just go through our journey of being really human, which is ahsen takvim, condition. So with that, even it is striking to see, like, we are allowed to manipulate other creation, like we can change the genes of some trees, some animals, and you come up with something else with some different traits. And these are all at the highest level, but internally looks like we are kind of allowed to change manifestations of trees. Like, they look differently, they smell differently, they show different features. That means they're manifesting beautiful names in a unique way, in a way. So even we are allowed to make manipulations in the creation. So just one example at the gene level, but otherwise we can just use everything as a tool. We're allowed to create tools, including artificial intelligence, which is, time the topic. So we are allowed to kind of make these things or bring these things to the earth, But in reality, ontologically, we always say we don't have really the ilm, the knowledge, the power to be able to manipulate these things or bring forth these type of tools. So looks like we are allowed to do this, and all these things actually manifest beautiful names or worship in a different, unique way, and that's required by the name Hak. So yeah, I think these are. I'll stop here. Yeah.
No, thank you. Just it was really nice. Like just been putting it just the different just like explaining like from that point of view. Like I never thought about. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Anujam. Appreciate it. Kulujam, yeah. Any just comments on this?
The trust which was given to the heavens and the mountains, and they refused.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Directly after that, it says that that we as human beings accepted the trust because we are zalum and jahul, which looks as though we took it because we were stupid and ignorant. But actually, zalum and jahul, as it has been explained to me, means that we are perfectly capable of infinite reflection of the divine names. So if you imagine two large containers which are empty and infinitely large, the fact that they're empty, right, means it's nothing from them. So we are zalum and jahul creationally. That's how we are. We've been created from nothing, but we've been created with these infinite containers where the zulm and the jahal can be augmented by reflection of divine names to an infinite level. So we are perfectly positioned, perfectly situated in creation to take on the amana, whereas the mountains and the heavens were not, because they are not jahul and zalum. They're a different creation. They couldn't bear it. They wouldn't be able to bear it. They can only reflect certain configurations of names in a certain way. Whereas we have the infinite possibility of reflecting Allah's names in all of their configurations, permutations, eternally. We are created for eternity. To go back to, where it says, is it possible that he should negate the whole essence of humankind? Why would he not give us eternity when he has created us with the infinite ability, or the ability to infinitely reflect him, which we can't do in this short period of life? So, our creation, our existence actually demands eternity in one sense.
Yeah. So like this also kind of proves, absolutely. Yeah, great point. Yeah, just that's why like this he's first asking those questions. And just why would he like this do such sort of kind of injustice? Yeah, why would he negate it? Yeah, absolutely, awesome. Yeah, just today was like a great kind of like a discussion like this. I really thank you so much for like this all the panelists and just like joining. So this is a kind of great questions we asked and great comments like just we did, and then just gathered all our thoughts like from the 10th word, 11th word, of course, but just al-haq, and now just how we are just now traveling and in this kind of just a beautiful journey, asking the real questions and bringing the real kind of comments. I guess like we're almost time, so maybe it's just like not to time like not to maybe invite Ali Ojam to like just maybe recite some Quran and then just make some dua, and then but before that, so like I would like to personally thank Harun Ojam and Kon Ojam taking the time off and on the Sunday and being with us. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Nazir Hojam.
Thank you for the moderation.
Yeah, thank you so much. And then also just our guest speakers, Mustafa Altunkaya, Hikmet Budak, and Said Ujam and Ali Ujam. Thank you so much for being with us and bringing like your insights and comments. Just really appreciate it. Thank you. And yeah, Ali Ujam, just please just now come back and just do some, make some recitation and maybe just dua for us. And then maybe we can conclude this week's meeting. System. Maybe he left. I think he left. Maybe just yeah. So then Jazmujam can fill in.
Allah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر صدق الله العظيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين وآله والحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم فهمنا أثر القرآن كما تحب وترضى، وفقنا لخدمته في كل آل وآن وزمان. آمين آمين آمين. O Allah, grant us understanding of the mysteries of the Quran and success in the service of it at every instant, at all times. Ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Al-Fatiha.